How about some watch this, bitches?
Sure. What did you see in?
We saw Lego Movie, the second part.
Ooh.
Cool. I'm seeing that on Sunday. How was it?
It was pretty good. I think, the problem with the sequel for this movie is that the whole look and style of it was a big part of the appeal, and not just the look, but the comedic timing.
Mm-hmm.
And that can only be new and fresh one time. But I thought the story was pretty good.
You obviously haven't watched the other 20 Lego themed movies that I have.
No. I try to save it for special occasions.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't want to blow his Lego wad.
At this point, I mean, I did my time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they were putting out Lego movies at the pace that they are now, thankfully. But
there's only been 4 theatrical ones. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Lego Movie, Lego Batman, Lego Ninjago, and Lego Movie 2.
And then like 6 DC ones, I think.
It's the straight to video.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I'll believe you.
Yep. I will too. Well, that's good. Yeah, I definitely want to see Lego Movie 2.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
We have some of the figures.
Nice. We also, there was a snow day this week. So we had a lot of downtime, which was a lot of Apex Legends. And we watched about 2/3 of The Dark Knight, which is on Netflix now.
Which 2/3?
The first 2/3.
It's like my fence.
Right.
Everything but the front part.
I don't think we're going to finish it for a while because it was getting pretty intense. And when we were stopping for lunch, I was like, if it's too scary, we don't have to watch the rest of it. And he's like, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Batman Begins might be better for him.
That's scary too, with all the nightmares.
Is it though?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a
those are
while.
pretty dark movies.
Yeah, I thought he was ready.
It is called The Dark Knight.
I figured like if he wasn't ready for it, he would tell me. If we could watch it, and he would just say, I don't want to watch anymore, which he
go
did.
to the Jack
fun.
Nicholson Batman.
We watched that one
Okay.
already. Yeah, he picked up on the differences in tone, and that it was. Hey, how come he's telling different stories about how he got the scars? Is he lying about that? What's happening? Like it's so good. We don't need to review Dark Knight, but damn, it's pretty good.
It's a very good movie.
But it is long. So we watched so much of it, and then
it is like 2.5 hours.
Oh, it was more. It's got to be longer because we watched. It felt like it just was never ending because we still had an hour. Oh, like 50 minutes left when we stopped, and we got to when when Harvey blew up, basically, and he was like on his hospital bed with the gauze on his face. We didn't even get to see we never made it to see what Two-Face looked like, which is probably good because he's pretty scary looking.
It's awesome looking. They did a good job with that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
What else we got here?
I saw Won't You Be My Neighbor, the Mr. Rogers documentary that came out this year.
I would cry so much during that. I don't know that I could handle it.
I didn't like it that much.
I figured.
I think you always hated Mr. Rogers, though, didn't you?
I am a Mr. Rogers fan as much as anyone.
How
I
is that
remember
possible when you don't have any emotions?
I remember when he went and he did the episode with Lou Ferrigno and they showed how the Hulk makeup was done. That was my favorite episode of television for the first decade of my life.
You're not supposed to remember that part. You're supposed to remember the important life lessons.
Did I tell you about the episode where Mr. Rogers met the Hulk? Because that was pretty cool. So I watched that. And here's my problem with that documentary.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen this a lot in biographical documentaries lately. I watch too many of those, but I think everyone knows that. I don't like it when they flip-flop the timeline too much and they started going in and out of order, where they want to like make a character portrait instead of telling the life of the person. It's not that it doesn't work. I mean, it kind of does, but I like it when things go in order. Right. So
no crying and everything in order.
I think so, yeah.
That's the combo.
Yeah, because they try to like create a narrative, but I could tell that they're forcing the narrative by showing things not in chronological order.
Right.
Is this is this a surprise for you? Like, you don't like surprises, so is it a surprise that it's not in order?
No, it's not that. I just think that I think it loses some cohesion and it hurts more than helps.
All right.
I get what they're trying to do by showing it out of order, by showing what kind of person he was and what kind of person he always was, kind of a thing. But I don't know. It doesn't always work. And they don't tell you what year it is when they're going back and forth. And I kind of want to know where am I at with Mr. Rogers' life at this point? Are you showing me that he was doing this hard, hitting episode on civil rights in 1976?
Is that the one with Lou Ferrigno?
Or are we still in 1967? Yeah, they don't even show the Lou Ferrigno
I
bit.
figured that because you would not be this down on this movie if they had 45 minutes about the Lou Ferrigno episode.
He should have been there. He should have said something. He's like, Mr. Rogers was a great man. So, again, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm glad you think Mr. Rogers' life was fine.
He was fine.
I cried watching the trailer. Like, I know
The trailer is better than the documentary.
Yeah, I want to see it, but I would have to just tape
It's
the
on
tissues
it's
to
on
my
HBO.
face.
So if you have HBO Go, you could watch it.
My dad canceled it. I don't have it anymore.
What a jerk!
Oh.
I can give you mine if you.
His
want.
cable bill was ridiculous. I was like, "Why are you paying?" I don't know what it was, but it was just a completely ridiculous amount. It's like, what do you need all these channels for? You don't need anything. Just Netflix and Hulu and YouTube. And if you want to watch,
I also watched the 2 Deaths of Sam Cooke on Netflix.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Sam Cooke is?
He was a
singer.
He was a singer, and he was in the I don't know, Stray Cats.
You send me,
Nope.
darling. You send me.
Nope.
Honest you do. We're having a party.
Nope. Nothing.
Everybody's swinging.
Nope.
Wow,
Nothing.
you're not picking the most well-known songs.
What would you pick as Sam
a change
Cooke's
is going to come.
Change is gonna come. That's the sound of the men working on the Chain Gang.
What a Wonderful World.
Yes, what a
You've
wonderful
heard that
world.
one, haven't
Yep.
you?
Yeah, I know. Yes.
Don't know much about science book.
Book.
Don't know much about the mess I took.
Anyway,
Yes, he
did you
says
enjoy the movie?
That one is actually pretty good because I didn't know that much about Sam Cooke
Did you
as a
cry-
person
did you
and his
cry?
life and what he did and how he got screwed out of a lot of money, and when he was on his way to get his money back is when he got killed, and
Spoiler.
Anyway. And I didn't realize all the misinformation about his murder and all of that, was it a cover up? Was it not a cover up? I didn't even know that was even a story. So it shows how, what the time was then and how times have changed and what he went through. And it was very interesting. And that's on Netflix and I recommend it. It's part of their series of music documentaries. It's made by it's part of the same series as the Nixon and Johnny Cash documentary that I think I talked about before. That was also very good.
Are those 2 separate documentaries, or that's one?
What Nixon Cash is one documentary.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's about the time that Richard Nixon hung out with Johnny Cash.
I got it.
Yeah.
I think, or it could have been that they were enemies.
They were not. Spoiler alert.
I believe it. At Forrest Bates writes in, and he wants to know if we've checked out Doom Patrol on
It's not
DC.
out yet.
It's not?
No, it's not out until Friday.
Oh, so no. But it's supposed to be. It's
Otherwise,
getting good reviews.
I would have. Yeah. I'm going to watch it. That and Umbrella Academy both come out on Friday. Friday's a big day for releases in general.
What's Umbrella Academy?
That's based on a comic book that I read the first volume of, actually, when that first came out. And I think it's the series based on. And it's pretty good. It was written by Gerard Way, the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. That's his comic book, is Umbrella Academy.
Oh, he does dance music now.
Okay.
I think.
So you should check out his You should check out his show.
Umbrella Academy. There it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So check it out. Watch it. You'll probably like it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have umbrellas in it? I love umbrellas.
It does. It has lots of umbrellas. It's all about umbrellas. It's an umbrella factory, and it's about a group of kids that make umbrellas at the factory, and they sell them downtown. It's a heartwarming tale.
Mm-hmm. And they play the song.
Yes.
Umbrellas.
Then they play the song Umbrellas.
Whatever it is.
And,
Umbrella or
the
umbrellas?
Black Parade.
Black Rain. They watch Black Rain.
Yeah. And then they watch Black Rain. Yes.
Okay, this is a Watch This Bitches related question from @CarlKramer. He asks, you can only watch Avengers Endgame or Star Wars Episode 9. You will never find out how the other one ends. Which film are you watching?
We all have the same answer, right?
Not Star Wars. I could care less what happens in the Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, but you care what happens in Avengers Endgame.
I do care.
Yeah, don't pretend like
No, I'm not
too
pretending.
cool for Avengers.
No, I didn't mean that.
I don't care what happened.
No, I didn't
Thanos
mean
snapped his fingers, and so did I. Meh.
No. I was, it's interesting because the Dark Knight, the ending in the Dark Knight is not exactly a happy ending. And there's not that many movies, the big movies that end that way these days. So, Infinity War
Yes.
also ended that way for sure.
Yes, it did. Good work.
So I was telling Ty, because Ty was asking me how Dark Knight, he wanted to know how it ended and stuff. But I was like, I'm not going to tell you because one day you're going to watch it when you're a little more brave. But, yeah. I told him it had a bummer of an ending, pretty much.
Oh, speaking of brave, just a quick follow-up. My son did wind up bringing scary stories to tell in the dark to show and tell on Friday.
And was he scared?
He read the story about the decapitated head that still talks to his class.
Whoa.
And he freaked his class out.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got that going for me. Maybe he'll watch The Dark Knight.
Ooh. It's pretty... It is pretty scary.
I'm waiting for parent teacher night. Did you know that your son?
Hey, he didn't write the book. He just presented it to the class.
And he can read it.
And it's a kid's book.
Yeah, he can read it. Isn't that all that matters?
Exactly.
He's learning.